we're going to go ahead and try and do a couple little things here to show how we can play with ChatGPT. First, I'm going to show a little game. In this game, you pick which kind of persona. You can have a whole bunch of different games. There are many different kinds of personas for lots of different purposes, right? There's an expert, a world builder. This one is like essentially the ultimate contact center agent. This one is a role-playing game adventurer. Yeah, a whole bunch of different kind of ones depending on what you're looking for. But we'll go ahead and jump into this one for fun. We're going to play a game of Metroid. I'm just going to copy and paste a little summary about the game to set up my world. So I'm just copying in here. Super Metroid, blah, 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 blah. And then who I am. I am Samus, blah, blah, blah. I land on the thing. What do I see? Who do I stole? Yeah. So just setting up this stage for this game. And that's going to run off in here in the background. While that's happening, let's jump into the other one and kind of show. This is what my personas are stored in. I've got like a custom database in here for a whole bunch of different things. I first wanted to prove that you could run an actual scripting and HTML straight from a workbook, Google Sheets. So that's all coming from this little HTML slide right here. And I'll just update that so it no longer says cool, it'll say banana, right? And then I'll just go ahead and rerun it again. That was execute, right? So no longer it says banana because it's running straight from the Google Sheet. You can do some fun little interesting things like custom reactions, custom HTML, custom CSS. So I've got all these little emojis. Imagine you're reacting to a message that gets played. You can go ahead and say like something like this.
Nice.
Yay!
Get some fun little noises with them and animations. And you can create some custom ones using SVG. Back over here, let's see if that worked or not. It is running, sorry. I just rebuilt it all with different aspects. So now it jumps between creating images. So I guess I can just kind of show what it looks like. Here's another run of Metroid. Right? As you send messages, it'll build out prompt descriptions and generate images for them. It will notate like a knowledge graph of information and then the timeline, a summary of it all, and build out that interaction. So it should be wrapping up here in a second. I'll just show kind of what it looks like to be able to select a persona. And I can cache this stuff till it loads a little bit faster. So this is an example of like Tawny Trailblazer, a career catalyst, an entrepreneurial pathfinder. So imagine as you're playing this game, this would be up here at the top, and you would be able to read about her, see what she looks like, what kind of embodies her. Who is Tawny Trailblazer? It just displays images at random. It'll shift on its own. This will sit here and scroll. You can go back and forth. Once you get to the end, it should reset. I'll continue. Maybe I broke that there. Yeah. Why is this not here yet? Let's see it writing all that stuff down. Okay. So I think that's everything, right? We got the designer, which came after, so yeah, it should be ready. Yeah, cool. Awesome, look at this. So yeah, let's go ahead and just read right from my response. It generated this really cool image, which is Samus run, standing tall, confident, blah, blah, blah. It gives it a couple different things with different weightings. and that came up with this awesome image. And then here, here's edges and all pieces it built out. This should be nodes. There we go. And yeah. So it knows about, well, let's look at the nodes. I have it building it backwards, kind of. So it starts out with relationships and then builds out subjects. But Samus-Aran, the protagonist, suit protection, weapons. It's going to be fighting as space pirates. They're the antagonists. They are misusing the Metroids. Location, they're on planet Zebes. Ridley is the leader of them. And yeah, all this cool information about it, the location, planet Zebes, and hostile creatures. And then yeah, it's a Metroid series, 3rd installment, so it's got information about that. This is the game info, that's the knowledge graph, or the edge of this one. So it's just how the relationship, all these things tie together. Opening sequence, so it's telling about the game and where it comes from, so it kind of gives a perspective, context. The space pirates, how they align and tie into everything. Ridley is the main supervillain, yada yada yada. Suit protection, weapons, yeah. So all sorts of cool things that'll go into me playing this game. Story elements, so I got mission objectives, plot twists. And look at it, it's already got some stuff in there that we'll know will come. Dun 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 dun. And it's setting up that story to drive towards that. Isn't that crazy? So, as you exit your ship, you find yourself standing on a rocky surface with a dimly lit sky above you. Around you, there are small patches of vegetation and ruins of ancient structures. You hear strange noises echoing through the air, making you feel uneasy. Glancing around, you spot a cave entrance in the distance that looks like it might lead to a space pirate's base. You also notice that this area seems to be highly susceptible to earthquakes, and as some rocks tremble underfoot. Suddenly, a group of hostile creatures ambushes you, but your suit protects you from their attacks. You quickly dispatch them with your blaster and continue onward towards the entrance of the cave. What would you like to do? Well, let's just steal one of my answers from one of these other ones. And you can switch over. I can switch from actually, Eric World Weaver to someone completely different, have a different persona, take on the story, and change how I'm interacting with this context. And so maybe I make it about Tawny Trailblazer. She's a career coach, and now maybe I can try and get me a job and career around games and use the context of Samus and stuff as my inspiration. Okay, so we're going to use the fog to conceal and go through. While that thinks about that, she's so cool. So cool. Here's my updated for the persona selection. You saw that kind of how it looked like before. So this is my idea of for now. So it'd just be that same area where you would see the persona. You can click that and switch over to search and change it. So this is like a list of all the different personas. And you can click and change their images. They'll update automatically on their own. And again, it's kind of just random. So you can see a whole bunch of different ones. There might be some rare ones you find in there. It gives you information about them, what they're doing. You can also search. So I need somebody who's a guide. I need somebody who's good at data. I need somebody who can role play. And I don't have it yet. Filtering is only hiding right now. So that's something I need to change. But you get the idea. And then you would select your persona and continue on your merry way. The way I would like to display this information here would be more like these interaction cards. So it's adaptive cards from Microsoft. Let me go and plop that up. There we go. So yeah, this is what like one of those responses. Let me go back into the past and look at one of my first messages. So like this is what Tawny asks, right? I'm Tawny Trailblazer. This is an image it generates, and then welcome, work together. This is your opening, and then you fill out this information here, blah 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 blah. and it will, as you respond, you would go in and fill out the information. If you hit submit, it would take this information, paste it down into here for you, and then you could add some more information and then hit send. And then that's how you would get I'm really interested in AI. I typed that, and then I responded to questions 1, 2, 4, 5. I skipped 3, and currently employed. So it put all those in there, and I said thanks. And then it converts that into my own adaptive card for my response with my own image generation, like how it works here. Which is kind of cool, because then if I go down to one of the other ones, it allows us to get more and more interactive. One other cool thing. There we go. So here she might recommend me do these different things to get this job, and then here's different courses that I can go and do, and it's all just generated. And I could select a course, and then it would pop it down there. I responded back, oh, that's really cool, I'm interested in this thing. Here's some cool stuff that a new video announced, and then I could click it and jump to one of their announcements. And then they'll respond, that's great to hear. Here's the different things you can do, and it would take you to do different activities. You could upload your resume, and then you could go do a LinkedIn job search, and it would, boom, fill it out NVIDIA, United States, here's all these cool things, or NVIDIA career specifically, and you go straight to there. And it's all generated again, without any training. And then I upload my resume, and then it could do this and attach the resume in here, and then it's available. Maybe I could even have that display and render part of the resume and have it be interactive. If you go back to the past, I'll show something there. Let me just check on this. I don't know why it's incredibly slow lately. Let's see where we're at. If we failed or anything. Looks like it's still chugging along. Okay. Yeah, so look at these cool images they draw again. So it's the walking around in the fog and the caves, moving towards it. Foreboding shadow, silence run, dully slow approaching, moody atmospheric, ominous fog, silhouette, barely visible in the fog, technological, sleek suit, and you get this, and then this one here. Dramatic and action-packed scene, rocky terrain, swirling fog. Yeah, cool. So as you cautiously move towards the tunnel, you activate your suit's sensors and scan the area. Your sensors detect multiple life forms up ahead, but there's no telling if they're hostile or not. The fog makes it difficult to see very far ahead, so you proceed with caution. And as you get closer, the entrance to the tunnel, you notice the ground shaking slightly. It seems that planet Zebes is highly susceptible to earthquakes. Suddenly, you hear a loud rumbling noise coming from the deep inside the tunnel. Do you investigate the noise further? Hold your position and observe the safe distance. Let's go in. Let's load up the next one, and let's say I'm going to use my sensors and get ready. Let's see if I can try and get it like an in-helmet perspective. That'd be kind of cool. Cool. Yeah. One thing about here, yeah. So I can also have it using an API. I created a voice for her using 11 Labs, and then I can use the API to...
Welcome to Tawny Trailblazers Career Catalyst, an entrepreneurial Pathfinder experience. Let's work together to help you land your dream job and empower you to launch your own consulting business. We will focus on your strengths, enhance your skills, and develop a strong professional network. To get started, you may consider answering the following questions or share your thoughts. 1. What is your dream job or desired consulting niche? 2. What are your strengths and areas of expertise? 3. What are the key skills you want to develop? 4. What are your short-term and long-term career goals? 5. How can we leverage your existing network and build new connections? Feel free to ask for guidance, support, or additional resources at any point during our collaboration.
One other thing too is you could use APIs, Whisper API, and be like, hello, my name is Ethan. I like bananas. And use your voice to input. So it's multimodal, both ways. Woohoo. We'll load up one last thing over here and we'll check back on this. I'm just kind of curious what the... Right, same kind of thing. Nothing really interesting here yet. Updated. It's all kind of the same. There you go. And then it just has the current scenario and what I chose. And this is kind of the same. This is focused on that, and let's see here. See, I'm hoping to get this one to be more node edge and node specific so it can maintain more information instead of displaying both. Should be an easy tweak in my code. I've got a couple different AIs that talk to each other, and I just come in here under my edge bot. I could be like, only provide and then same thing down here, but only provide the nodes. And then save. And the next time I run it, it should do that. But yeah, here's kind of what all those pieces put together would look like. It's obviously, I just barely did this. But yeah, you'd have the cards down here, your interaction area. This would all be cleaned up and made a little bit easier, better. You interact, yada, 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 all this fun stuff up here. And then you can click in and change and search for different personas, switch back. That way you could start off with like a business professional that can help you get the right idea or maybe a creative aspect and help you brainstorm how to go about creating a product. And then you switch it over to a business analyst and strategist and you brainstorm about how to come up with the right reports and data. Then you switch over to a data analyst and have them help you get the right data for it. And then you switch it over to like a presentation person and they can help you format it and turn it into a presentation. So all that could happen within the same conversation, just switching between different personas. And then at the end, you could switch it back to, or switch it to like someone who's a CEO or a CTO or whatnot, who's high up and is really ROI focused, and they can give you feedback on it. Yeah. And then I'd like to have this little conversation over here. You click, and then that would show other conversations. So you can have different conversations that you can switch between. And teams and stuff. I want to make this multiplayer, so you could have a whole bunch of people submit their messages to it, and then it would incorporate all that in an answer. So you just have each person submit or skip, and then the persona would respond to all of that combined. And then settings over here. The bottom, that's where I want to kind of show that context, so you can see kind of what the game knows about you and really help you help it. So you can start to have the AI help you be better at working with the AI and help the AI know better what you want. So that's kind of all the little pieces that I have. Let's get a reaction for that. Woohoo! Yay! Sensors the HUD sound suit, such as present nearby. And again, you can use this. I've used this for like a whole bunch of things. Games, of course, but also like a personal trainer or a therapist or dream coach or whatever it is. All sorts of things. Whatever you can think of, it can do pretty much all of it without needing to be trained. How hard is it to create a new persona? You just ask it to. I could make this a feature as well, right? Or you want to change something about persona, you just ask it, hey, I want to change the name, I want to change this. And you can give it details. I want it to be like this. And then, boom, it'll pump out a whole thing because I give it a template. Let's just take a look at those images, celebrate, and be done. Yeah, some more cool cave artwork, but now we're like kind of zooming in, getting closer.
Yay!
That's my show. This one also update real quick and show, right? In this one, I was able to ask it, so just continuing the game. It asked here to proceed cautiously right now, and so on. So I'm making an action within the game, but then I'm also having kind of an internal side conversation with it, asking, hey, I'm kind of curious about you, Eric, World Weaver. Can you tell me more about yourself and what you know about yourself? And then he is able to go ahead and do the next scene in the game and answer, plus prompt me about that internal conversation. So we're carrying on multiple conversations within one conversation, one about the game, one about himself, and then kind of a combination of the two. And we continue to have that, and in fact, that's awesome. Here's who I am. I kind of like to see you and challenge you to do that. Anyway, here's what I do. And then now it's going to continue, and now we're jumping and actually doing some kind of more involved, interactive, action-based stuff, because that's kind of how I challenged it.